What's that again? Well, it better be. I played a better team this week than I played last week. Yeah. No, we tested. But I don't think they'll be playing as good a team as they played 2 weeks ago. No. That would be, unfortunately, they can't get to this week. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's just. It was so unfortunate. Yeah. Oh, that should not have happened. Yeah. I will file for it on.
Wow.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. All I heard on that one was like this week, it was 20. It seemed like they couldn't agree on the state line. They can't agree. Yeah. But the thing we can't do is say you have that team that goes Mount Pleasant. I said, well, Mount Pleasant, but wasn't playoff teams last week. They didn't play home. So when they have to play close. I can't get actually all they can say down for and Coach Ray was said the city had a arrangement of pine trees or silver springs. They say, he said, well, what about home? That's easy. And so, yeah.
I went to Fifth Club in one area then.
Yes.
So I asked her, if she doesn't remember anything about it. I was told if she remembers where possibly. But we're looking for it. You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder when's the last time Gilbert got knocked out first. I bet it's been a while. Yeah. Yeah. You know that when Bane went to double overtime the other night, that was the first overtime game. And the last time was when Coach Lofton was his first game in Memphis. They beat Brownsburg overtime. That was his game. Yeah. Crazy. We jump out, yeah, hit 21-0. Then get behind 28-21 and cut back. Yeah, what's the head one does it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they started making something. That was terrible. Got it off sides. Oh, yeah.
Don't sit down.
It was, yeah. Yeah. Oh. And then the last play of the game, a tackle made by a backup linebacker. A backup linebacker. Actually, it was 16 to make that ankle tackle. Matt Oxford, and he was filling in for Boston Blaylock, who hurt his ankle. Yeah, he hurt his ankle. So they'll have to, against Sunnyvale, they'll have to play really well, and Sunnyvale's going to get the fall break. Sunnyvale was number 5. And a very strong 2. Carthage won. Yeah, if those 2 teams meet up, I'd like to see that.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, sir.
Good.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. They did a good job. You know, their head coach would be the offensive coordinator in Spain. Really? Zach Harrell. Yes. Yeah. He's done a really good job.
Well, what do you do these glasses? All right. It is 9:01. I'll call this meeting in order. I have asked David Barber to open us in our invocation. So would you please stand?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day today and our many blessings. Father, just thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this meeting today. Thank you for those in attendance, the families that are represented here today. Father, I ask that you be with these commissioners as they make important decisions for you and for Van Zandt County. And Father, as we approach this Thanksgiving season next week, we thank you for the opportunity that we will have to be with family and friends during this holiday time. And Father, I just thank you for the opportunity that all of us have to live and to work and to worship in the greatest nation in the world, the United States of America. Father, I ask that you be with us as we travel to our next destinations following this meeting today. And I ask for those that you be with those who will be traveling during the holiday weekend coming up. I ask that you be with us as we carry on with our responsibilities each week. Be with us now and ask that you forgive us of our sins. All this we pray in your name. Amen.
Yeah. All right. Pledge to the U.S. flag. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You may have a seat. Call this meeting to order. If you would please silence your cell phones. 9:03, and we do have a quorum. All commissioners and myself are present. Are there any general announcements? Okay, no general announcements. We'll move on. Are there any public comments? No public comments. All right, we'll go right on to item number 4. Discuss, consider allocation of surplus vehicles from the constables and the sheriff's department. We had this on a previous commissioner court meeting, and the some of my information was inaccurate. Indicated that all the Tahoes that we have were 2018 models, and we kind of set a value at $15,000 each, and that was inaccurate. Some of them, Constable Burton's is a 2020 model with very low mileage on it, and it's worth much more than 15,000. And Constable's Collins is a 2018 model, and it is in good condition, although it has more miles on it, and it's worth. I looked them up. Kelly Blue Book again. A police officer or police vehicle is not subject to the same deal, but general guidelines, and it was about $32,000. So the numbers that I gave are not accurate, and consequently, because of that, the allocation to other departments who would have to pay for them based on their values was not there. So I'm coming back and asking if we can just allow the commissioners court to assign these vehicles and not actually have to do a allocation of the value from one department to another in that regard.
Have we talked to the sheriff or the constables about what they need? Instead of just the commissioner's court just allocating what we want?
Well, these vehicles are, the constables have already gotten new vehicles. These are their old vehicles.
So what you want to do is just give it to them? Is that what you're saying? Or am I misunderstanding?
Well, what the commissioners court has done in the past is once the constable got a new vehicle, the commissioner court then allocated or reassigned their old vehicle. Okay, the Pat Jordan's Tahoe went to the fire marshal department. Tommy Monk's vehicle went to the auction because it wasn't in good enough condition to retain. And then the last two vehicles the commissioner's court has not done anything with them. Okay, so the constables have had both vehicles in their possession.
So, I know Constable, Burton is here with us today. What I'm wanting to make sure of is everybody that's in your department that uses a vehicle, has a vehicle, and this is.
No, that vehicle is being used for some of my reserves. My reserves use that vehicle. That vehicle is not taken out of commission to my department.
What will your reserves use if this vehicle is moved to another department?
They either have to use their personal vehicle or they have to use my vehicle or my vehicle. So it's not like it's just sitting somewhere to like impound or something like that, or that vehicle was taken care of for whenever I get a new vehicle, just like y'all have other vehicles sitting there. And I was told by judge that I was wasting money because the insurance on that vehicle was just sitting there. Well, it's not just sitting there. I'm sure there's other vehicles in the county that are just sitting there not being used every day.
How many hours a week do your reserves use this vehicle, you think?
Great, one of them comes in here at least once, twice a week, and they'll serve papers. He
Certainly,
was here yesterday, he helped him with court.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'd like to have a conversation with the constables and sheriff before we did anything with the vehicles.
Okay, well, the sheriff's okay with the Tahoes that he's identified that he no longer wants because of mechanical issues. He's okay with us auctioning them. He will tell us which ones they are. And he's working on, I believe, getting two of those up to speed to use as backups.
Well, I personally feel like if in his situation, that if it's being used 1-2 days a week, whatever, the guys that are reserving, I don't think should have to use their personal vehicles. So I think that if that department can show that it's being used, then they should keep it. That's my opinion.
I have a concern, and perhaps Mr. Costa can assist us, is if a deputy is using his own personal vehicle and he's, does that blur the lines of where our liability begins and ends?
At that point in time, he's using his vehicle, his personal vehicle for county work. County would be responsible for liability if anything would occur with deputies.
But if he's in the midst of doing some particular work, that's not county related, and then he gets a call, hey, I need to go serve these papers. I mean, it blurs the lines of responsibility and indemnification issues can present.
About being a private citizen and being a constable at that time, then he would be liable, or the county would be liable for any kind of indemnification if there were an accident at that.
Yeah.
So it could possibly blur it, but I
Mr.
would refrain from doing that also.
I'd be interested to hear what Constable Keltner has to say in this particular matter, Judge, if you.
Sure.
So, I realize that, y'all weren't on the commission, but, in the neighborhood of 2010, there's county policy regarding the use of reserve deputies and their personal vehicle. they're required to have law enforcement insurance at certain limits. And, Tommy, month was probably around then. 18th was around then, but I don't know if you remember that. So that was supposed to address that. There were some other requirements, for the use of those vehicles, for county business at that time, but, that was meant to cover the insurance issue or the liability. On the other hand, I could see if a department head said that, they weren't using their vehicle and they volunteered to put it back into the pool, then I could see that. And Pat Gordon's case before, I don't think they asked him. And that vehicle was, almost on half purchased with cedar funds. They weren't reimbursed.
Understood.
I don't want to handicap the law enforcement. And if they need it, they need it. But, if they don't need it, we need to reallocate them. But I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing with what they think we should do with them.
Okay, I don't believe that Constable Carron has reserve deputies that are using his Tahoe. But he's perfectly willing to give it back to the sheriff's department to use as a backup vehicle if that's what they desire. So I guess now the sheriff's here, do you have any input on the Tahoes that you have? Can you identify those that we're ready to get rid of? And we'll go ahead and put those.
I have a couple of them in the shop now, because of the budget cut. So I had to put some of them in the shop to get them, roadwork for, worthy for the deputies, basically full view. So, I'm not in favor of taking constables' vehicles. Just not. See if they need them, if they, I don't know. Bert has two, right? You're gonna have mine and then my old. His old, so if his goes down, then he's gonna need his car.
Right.
The same thing with Jeff, if his goes down, he's gonna, what's he gonna do? And I'm sorry for coming over the last, my other meeting ran late, so.
No problem.
So, I'm doing, the vehicle that I have, we're still going through them, I think I'm gonna have, I think the original total was 6 before the budget cuts, I think, I don't remember, I gave you all this.
I think it was 5, wasn't
I'm
it?
sorry.
Was it 5?
5.
The new ones you was asking for, is that what you said?
No,
Oh, no, the old one? Okay,
Mixed.
I'm sorry.
I think now I got, I believe the number is 4 that I can give away, give
Okay.
back. Do choice with out there, but I can't. The exact number, I'm still waiting for the mechanics to tell me if they're gonna be okay or safe enough to put back on the street.
Okay. So when
But
we,
I'm not, me personally, I'm not in favor of taking other vehicles because they may need them. And I know that, Keith has reserves, I know that, Bob has them, I know that, I know Jeff has one as well, I don't know if he drives, I know he does have one. I don't know about Tommy, but yeah, I'm not.
Well, if Jeff has one.
so and so if you could just let us know, when do you think you will be able to let us know which vehicles we can send to auction? Okay. So we'll come back then, and I just, are we establishing a policy now that the constables need to have backup vehicles? Is that what we're establishing here? Because it hasn't been the policy in the past.
So let me ask you this, if you're trying to establish a policy for, how can you establish a policy for the way they operate?
I'm basing it on what we have done in the past. That's what I'm basing it on. If we are changing the way we have done things in the past, I'm fine with that. I just want to find out what it is this Commissioner Court wants to do.
I was big from 2013, but maybe way before me, but in the past, I don't think we've ever taken a policy to put the basement off that.
I think the judge talking about extra, like,
Yeah, not their main vehicle, but there's the two vehicles. They have two vehicles, those have two vehicles. Once they get their new vehicle, what happens with their old vehicle? That's what we're trying to debate. And-
Well,
Well, if it's an old vehicle, then I mean, I understand it's gonna go to an auction. If it's no vehicle that's taken out of commission, can't be used no more. If it's not worth enough for my department being used, it should be worth enough for anybody else to drive and be responsible for it. If the deputy's not, I mean, if he's not safe enough to be driving their vehicles, what's it, and my vehicle's safe enough for our deputies to be driving. What's the point of getting rid of my vehicle if it's safe enough still for a law enforcement officer to be driving? I mean, I don't understand why I'm trying to get rid of our vehicles. If mine goes down,
I'm
I gotta
not,
revert back to a personal. vehicle.
I'm not necessarily saying that we're getting rid of them. I'm saying reassigning them to where they
But I'm not
can be used.
reassigning, I had to put that in my budget to purchase that vehicle for my department. That's for my department, I had to purchase that vehicle. Is what I'm asking, why don't whoever is trying to sign it, they had to put it in their budget to purchase the vehicle.
I don't think we should redo what the policy, but like in Heath's case, he has a reserve, therefore he needs two. He has a reserve. Bob doesn't. Bob has the one that he uses. If something happens to that, then we cross that bridge when we get there. But I don't think we need extra vehicles that for backup. But like in Heath's case with the reserve, it's being used.
And at the time, my vehicle was gonna be used for mine and Bob's part-time deputies. It was gonna be my, for my department and his department, because at the time y'all gave us the part-time deputy, the vehicle equipment stuff was under my department, the deputy was under Bob's department. So I was gonna be in control of the vehicle. But our reserves, you're still gonna use them, ride with them or whatever, whenever they're the part-time deputy is only gonna be working so many hours a week. While reserves can still be using that vehicle the other part of the week to use the papers or whatever they need to do, in case need be. We have mine has radar unit in it, my extra one. My vehicle I have now does not have a radar. I haven't taken nothing out of that other vehicle strictly for that vehicle to be used for. If there's a complaint for speeding or whatever, I can go out in that vehicle. Because it's a traffic vehicle, that vehicle is designed it's two-wheel drive, it's the true package, it's made for running traffic. The truck I have now is, I mean, you chase somebody or if somebody ran from you, but you're not gonna catch them, and it's not, for one, it's not a safe enough vehicle to be doing a pursuit in a pickup truck. And if somebody goes wrong, the potholes are designed for traffic.
I don't think we need to do anything today. I'm gonna sit down on it, get some more information.
Okay, all right. We will,
We don't know what the sheriff's gonna turn back in.
well, not,
I understand, I'm gonna understand that, but like, I don't wanna take, if he put that in his budget to buy it. I think we probably need to talk to Tommy and the rest of the guys, just see what, I'm not sure what to do right now.
Can we do a workshop with them, or does it have to go to that with the ones that has extra cars or vehicles?
The only ones that have extra, I wouldn't call them extra, was Heath
And
has two for a reserve, and then whatever the sheriff.
well, and Jeff's got two.
I have some, extras, I have extras, but they're down extras.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, is if we come in here and you have your numbers, what you're gonna turn back to get rid of, and then Heath comes in here and says, hey, I don't wanna turn mine back, I need it. Jeff comes in here and says he wants to turn his back because he doesn't need it. Then we operate giving y'all a choice.
Well, I'm selling for now, I think there's 4 or 5 vehicles that we can't use anymore. But the number was greater, but we're using some parts and pieces to put these other two together. That way we can utilize them, in the future if need be for bull vehicles, for when we hit deers or what, accidents happen. So I will have vehicles to give back to the county.
So you're saying you've got 4, maybe 5 to allocate somewhere else?
Well, they're not even.
They're not gonna be patrol ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think these need to be patrol ready though, do they, Jake?
Actually, I don't care what's up.
Okay.
What about using?
Right.
I'm just more makes it also sure. When I say big stuff, I'm talking about, you know, they're gonna be just a frame stick, but. Some pieces. Those two together.
All right. So we need to do a workshop. My objective is to do what's best, to get the best value of the vehicles that we have for the county. Okay, and if we're not driving them, then we need to sell them just because we're paying insurance on them. And that's kind of where I'm at. I just want to make sure that all of the extra vehicles we have, let's get rid of the ones that are not drivable or not usable. That's the bottom line. And then make sure.
That's the bottom line, I mean, no, I'm good, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we will move on to item number 5, discuss and consider recommendations from the Van Zandt County Fire Marshal to implement a countywide burn ban and authorize the fire marshal to rescind the ban upon approval of conditions. And so was it here? Okay. Mr. Rapp's here. I put this on the agenda. This was like almost 2 weeks ago. Because it was forecasted that we were going to get rain. And so I put it on here knowing that the forecasts rarely are correct. And actually it was supposed to rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday last week. And now it's today, tomorrow, and Friday. So, Mr. Rapp, do you want to give us a recommendation of what the...
So, my recommendation is to hold off on that, do not put a burn ban. Last time we spoke, last time we did it, it was more on the side of, hey, on the air and side of caution, wasn't
Right.
the big danger yet, semi-danger. We're not even to the like danger zone yet. We're climbing that direction. It's not there yet, but the dew point in the morning is great enough that we should be fine, so I don't think we need it.
Okay, very good. So there's no action that needs to be taken. Thank you very much for that. And hopefully we will get the rain that's forecast in the next 2 to 3 days. Item number 6, discuss, consider acceptance of the annual report from October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025, Van Zandt County, Sarah Norman Library to be entered in the minutes of the Commissioner's Court.
I gave you gentlemen some paperwork there. You should have gotten that report by email, but just for today's purposes. First of all, I'd like to thank you for all of your support for the library and our recent successes and having to reach our current needs. Over the last year, the library has experienced a 9% increase in patron visits. We welcomed approximately 2,500 more visitors, bringing our total to nearly 29,000 patrons who used our library and participated in our activities last year. That is a record number of people. And if I could get my door counter to work on my door, it's probably even more than that. This is just the hashtag system at the front desk. Our total operating budget, which you generously provided, was $157,003. We are pleased to report that our collection for the library includes nearly 39,000 books, DVDs, and audiobooks, in addition to our ebook program, which has 34,000 items available in its library that you can access or download on your phone or your reader, however you would like to do that. Circulation has remained strong, with patrons checking out more than 34,000 books, audios, and DVDs in the course of the year. And it may be, I expect a bigger increase in the DVDs now that there is not a DVD rental place in town. And I am currently trying to decide how to rework the DVD policy on that, because we only get DVDs by donations from people, because the money that we have to buy things with. Truly, really just barely covers the adult books. And, if there's not gonna be another, place to rent movies, we've had a real increase. So I'm thinking about maybe the possibility of having like a DVD membership card for people who want those, you know, and maybe restructuring that a little bit to see if there's a way I could make us some money off of that. Hadn't got that just yet, but I'm open to suggestions on that. Okay, and the library has generated over $7,700 in revenue for the county. That's from fines, copies, faxes, things that we do for them that we charge for, that we turn in our money every week for the treasurer's office.
Do those fines, does that $7,000, that goes to the county, that doesn't go back into the library's budget?
It doesn't. All goes to. I'm especially grateful for our support of the volunteers this year. We had 235 Van Zandt County citizens who volunteered, a total of 3,055 hours of volunteer service for us. And if they were being paid at a rate of $7.35 an hour, their contribution saved the county approximately $22,155 in dollars. Because currently there are only 3 of us that are paid employees. So pretty much that's the year in recap. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you that I want to give you an idea of what our things that are coming up most recently. The 1st of December, we're going to have Santa Claus at the library for an evening event for families. It's going to be December the 1st at 5:30. This is one of our people that's one of our regular summertime performers. He's really, really popular, and he told me last year in June that he was going to Santa school in August. So I'm the first one to get him as Santa, so we'll see how this goes on December 1st, but it's a great family event.
What is a Santa school?
You learn how to be Santa Claus.
Happens at the North Pole.
Building employees.
He said the training is in Alaska. I'm just going by what he said. Anyway, wait till you see his costume's fabulous. I can't wait to hear how you get your outfit for Santa, how you get fashioned for that. But anyway, so we're hoping to have as good a success with that as we did with the Chemistry Roadshow. We're wanting that to be
When is that again? December what?
December 1st at 5:30. So that'll be an evening event after school where mom and dad can come and bring the kids. It'll be about a 45-minute program. And then after that, we're going to have an area set up where you can get your picture made with him if you'd like to, for as long as he can hold up to that. We're gonna do that. And that'll kick off our activities for the library for the year. And I wanted to I gave each one of you one of these. This is from the Friends. This is our Bow Project letter. This is the way they raise money for the children's books every year. And mostly they send it out by email, but I like to have a paper copy of these. So I wanted to give each one of you one of these so that if you could think of some place in your precincts that you would like to take it and pass it out or make copies of it for anybody to help spread the word, it would be great because the Friends fund 100% of our children's books. And this is how we get it right here. And I have plenty of these copies. If you don't have them, I'll make as many as you want and bring them.
Do you accept donations? You said that all of your DVDs are donated.
We don't spend money for that because.
Do you ask for donations of DVDs? Do you have staff available, volunteers available to go through those and put them?
We we haven't really, we've only done them by donation. Now, our ebook program that we have has an additive that we could add to it where people like that are can't come to the library and check out books, etc. It's called Canopy, and it would be added to our Libby platform where they have a catalog of movies online, so to speak, that you can watch that are free. But that number I called to see about it, it's based on the price is based on the number of card holders that you have in the library. And I decided not to ask for anything. But my budget was this past year, so I'm just gonna be happy with the DVDs that we have and.
But are you accepting donations of
Yeah,
DVDs from
except
people?
if all through the year, I mean, we have people bring them in by the bags, so I have 4 bags right now that need to be gone through. And assessed, we have a cleaner that cleans and polishes the discs. And the more popular ones, as they're used, just like anything, they get scratched and we clean them ourselves. Until you can't clean them anymore, and there's nothing.
Well, good.
Nothing to do with.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the annual report from
Motion.
Lincoln County Library?
Second.
All right, motion has been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Thank you very much.
Appreciate your
Done. Appreciate it. Motion passes. Item number 7, discuss, consider adopting rules, procedure, conduct, and forum policy for the meeting of County Commissioners Court.
I think there are a couple of areas. We had talked specifically in our meeting here that we were going to exempt women's hats from the prohibition. The final rule that came out indicated that only women, the only hats that women could wear were for religious exemptions. So we want to go back and visit that again. I'm asking the court to modify those court rules to reflect that women who wear hats that are associated with their outfit, this is very subjective, but that those be allowed. It's been, I think, commonplace in our American society that women can wear hats in church and, in many other places. And this being an administrative court rather than a criminal court, that those hats be allowed. And so I'm asking the court to modify these rules to allow that. And I think there may have been another rule change that somebody had in mind as well. But when those final rules came out, that modification wasn't in there, even though we had discussed that. So I wanted to bring that back and ask that it be modified.
Okay.
And if there are no other changes that anybody had, I'd ask that the
Wait, I got
right.
just one, and this was brought up by a citizen who actually read our rules and actually went and verified it. Is that on section, this is 4, section 4, item number D, where it talks about contempt of court citation under section 81.024. It's actually 81.023. And again, our rules came from a template from TAC, and TAC had changed it at some point in time to 24, and they had it at 23 many years ago. So I contacted them, and they verified that it was incorrect. So we just need to change that section 81.024 to 81.023. That's the only change I had. So I guess the discussion, is everyone else okay with changing the women be allowed to wear hats?
I'd make the motion that we modify our rules to allow women to wear hats in accord with their outfit, and that numeral change on that citation reference.
All right, there's a motion that's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 8. Discuss and consider amending the purchase policy and procedures manual. Nicole is up. We have made updates to it to reflect some of the changes that the Commissioner Court has made.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Yes, this is just to, change the policy to reflect the $500 purchase order limit for all departments. And, it updates the bidding threshold from the 50,000 to the 100,000 that happened in September 1st.
Okay, those are the only two changes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I motion.
Second.
All right, motion made and second to approve the amended purchase policy manual for fiscal year 2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 9. Discuss, consider approval of Wills Point Estate subdivision plat located in Van Zandt County Road 3708 in precinct 3.
Yes, Judge, this is one of mine, and they've got all of their will letters turned in, and they actually the lots are gonna be 2.42 to 2.44 acres per lot, and there's 8 of them, and they all have county road frontage. And I make a motion that we go ahead and approve this.
All right, motion has been made by Commissioner Phillips. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, and how many lots are there?
There's 8 of them.
8 lots.
Yes, sir.
Any further discussion?
What are our setback lines? Do we have setback lines on our policy?
For the
For like a
Building
building,
County Road?
isn't it 60 foot or something?
No, that 60 foot's your entrance.
Yeah, you're with.
What are the setback lines?
have one, but I can't remember.
You talking about what the right of way is?
No.
No, setback lines for buildings, like what you're building.
25 feet.
Is it 25 foot off of the
Is
right?
that right? 25, 50 off state.
So we don't have any regulation for the property lines, like how close you can put a building to the property line?
To the sides?
Yeah.
Not that I know.
There's technicalities, it's in the regs on exactly how far away from the right of way and how far from utility lines you have to be.
But he's saying the property line like down the sides.
So if you have a,
You have to have a certain amount of frontage, shows about it.
Yeah.
It's gray area.
These are 80-foot wide.
I think it's 60 foot frontage that you have.
It's 60 foot.
Yeah.
60-foot frontage.
Where's the road at on
The
this?
center of the road is the right of way, 25 foot off
The water line, did you say where's the water line?
No, I'm just trying to find, there it is.
So I think what his question is, I could be wrong.
How do you get a house on it?
The setback from the sides,
Yeah,
is there a setback from the property line?
we don't have any regulations on
Not that I
setbacks.
know of.
no, but you know, there are a lot of city lots that are, 40 by 110,
0 lot line.
and
40 by 1, like 40 foot?
Yeah.
yeah. Those were common. There's some cities that,
I bought one not too long ago there in Edgewood. It's not but like, I think 45 or something like that
yeah.
by 200.
I've seen a lot of lots that, many lots that are 40 by 110 and
Did you get a second?
Yes, we're just in discussion.
Y'all in a hurry?
Is there any all's in favor say aye? Opposed like sign? Motion passes. Item number 10, discuss consider approval of the purchase and payment of a 2000 International 4700 truck VIN number 1HTSC ABL 3YH251186 for $5,500 and the trade-in, actually that is net of the trade-in, and the trade-in of a 2003 International 4400 VIN number 1H SMKADN 43H586948 for Road and Bridge Precinct 1.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I have to read what's in there.
so you're trading in a 2003 and getting a 2000.
I am. Yeah, my 2003, I don't know if surely it's not the roads it's been running up and down, but it is, I'm fixing to have to spend a lot of money to get it be roadworthy, and we found
And
one that's 3 years older, we found a chassis of one that is 3 years older. That is very low mileage and in a whole lot better shape, and we're gonna switch the beds, he's gonna take my chassis. The bed on mine is going on that chassis. And basically, he's gonna take the truck that we,
And it's got a better motor that you can work on.
it actually has it's a better design motor, it's a DT 466, and they're just a simpler version.
And these are dump trucks, right?
So, and it's an automatic, where the other one's, the one that's wore out is, I mean, the synchronizers were wore out, I mean, it's like, it's
Where are you gonna trade it in at? Have you already got traded in?
Larry Jordan. Yeah, he's already a approved vendor here, so.
So the 5,500 is basically for the swapping the beds and what little bit of difference.
Pretty much, yeah. He wanted 85 for his chassis, he wanted 8,500 for his chassis, he's giving me 2,500 trade-in on mine, and I'm putting my bed on his. So it's a swap.
So is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign, motion passes. Item number 11, discuss and consider the canvass of the November 4th, 2025 election, voting for constitutional amendments and the dissolution of the Cedar Creek Hospital District Special Election. Okay, we have with us Shannon Maddox, our election administrator.
Morning, board, how are y'all?
Good.
We have the results, the official results for the November 4th constitutional amendment election. We had a total of 7,542 ballots. Of that, 3,101 was early voting. 4,438 was election day. And then we had three provisionals that counted, 2 from early voting and 1 from election day. Do you want me to go over the totals?
No, how many provisionals did you have that didn't get counted?
We had 18 that did not get counted.
Okay,
We had 2 from early voting and 19 on election day. And the 2 from early voting counted and 1 from election day counted.
Okay.
And we actually start the hand count tomorrow.
okay, and all the constitutional amendments passed,
Yes, sir.
and the Cedar Creek dissolution passed.
Yes, sir.
211 votes for and 85 against. So. Okay.
You know what I found interesting on this? So Eustis Independent School District had a school bond, correct?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know how much it was for.
I don't even remember.
11 people voted for a school bond. I
That
know
was
somebody
just
said.
Yeah, that's just our county.
Yeah.
That's just.
But
yeah.
only 11 in Van Zandt County voted for what was gonna be on a school bond.
We only have 1 precinct and it's only part of 1 precinct
Yeah.
that used to ISD.
Way down south on 316.
To be the old Bethel
Yeah.
polling location. So it costs the school, it's gonna cost them like almost $3,000.
Of course,
Those
we
11
don't,
votes.
did it pass overall or did it fail overall? We're
Sorry.
not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I knew some of it was in Henderson County, but I was like, God, there's gotta be more than 11 people.
Well, the majority of it is in Henderson. County.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just.
I think Brownsboro ISD, we have less than 100.
All right.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion to accept the canvassing of the November 4th, 2025 election?
I'll make a motion, we accept this.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Rounding up the last one, so sure, so we'll get this one. All right, any further discussion?
Yeah, I just have one thing.
Yes.
So why are we hand counting them? Like, why do you hand count them?
That is the state mandated law. We have to, they give us a certain number of precincts that we have to count and the propositions that we have to count. It's to verify that the machines are accurate.
It's an auditing function. to verify that the numbers are correct.
I'm looking at this emergency service district, is it by 10 votes? Well, like it was 10 votes,
Yes, sir.
that's close,
That's very close. But that's not one of the ones that we have to.
okay. Okay, I'm done.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign, motion passes. All right, item
Thank
number,
you.
thank you, Shannon. That was the first of required of what I'm fixing to go, items 12, 13, 14, and 15. And this has to do with the dissolution of the Cedar Creek Hospital District. It was, Cedar Creek Hospital District was originally formed in 1999, but it was never established. It never went forward. And Keith Bell filed legislation in the 88th legislature to authorize that this election to vote to disband the hospital district, and that the money that has been collected, and again, it's not tax revenue. I'm not sure where the money came from, but it's been earning interest all these years. It's around a little over $30,000. That money be set up for a scholarship fund. And so I'm going to go through each one of these agenda items that we needed to do in order to make this whole process work. So item number 12 is discuss, consider authorizing county judge to sign an order for the dissolution of the Cedar Creek Hospital District. And that order was it didn't make it in the packet, but I've got it for those who want to see it. And it was composed by our civil attorney, Tony Costa. And so is there a motion to allow the county judge to sign the order for the dissolution of Cedar Creek Hospital District?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion passes. All right, next item is 13, discuss, consider authorizing the county to accept a check from the dissolution of the Cedar Creek Hospital District from the First State Bank of Maybank. The money for the hospital district was kept in the First State Bank of Maybank. I contacted them. They are issuing checks to the 3 counties, split it 3 ways. And that check, I don't know if we've already got it. Okay, we've got the check. And so is there a motion to accept the check from the dissolution of Cedar Creek Hospital District from First State Bank, Maybank?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to accept the check from the
All
First
right,
State
is there a
Bank.
second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion passes. All right, item number 14, and this is where we're discussing consider establishment of a Andrew Gibbs Memorial Nursing Scholarship with an oversight committee to be the Trinity Valley Community College Foundation, appointed by Kaufman, Henderson, and Van Zandt counties. So is there a motion to establish the Andrew Gibbs Memorial Nursing Scholarship?
Motion.
All right, is there a second? Is there a second?
What's the, I didn't read anything about this. Did I just miss it in the packet?
I don't think it was in there. I forgot to put it in there.
Oh, okay, all right.
It was a coordination from the Keith Bell's office on the things that needed to be done. And they did not. I can go get you the sheet if you want to see it.
And the scholarship's going to be awarded to schools that are within the Trinity Valley
Yes,
district.
right.
And how's it funded?
So if
By
we
the
set,
30, by the money that's.
they say, but
How long is
if we set this up and we do this, when that 30,000's out, then are we gonna have to fund back into it out of our general fund every year?
No, it's up to the Trinity Valley Community College Foundation to administer the funds.
It's likely they're combining all 3 counties.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but that money's eventually gonna run out.
Yeah, but it doesn't,
But is that gonna make us
Right.
responsible to put money back
it's
into it?
certain that it creates an obligation.
No, And again, it's a nursing scholarship, so what it is.
I think it's a good question. I mean, like, I don't think it obligates us either, but like, you start something and then, I mean. Is that the general idea when the money's out, then the scholarship goes up?
Mr. Costa, have you reviewed the associated information with this?
I have. The genesis of the funds were from an estate that was established back when the Cedar Creek Hospital was established.
So an estate dissolved and had donated, that could conveyed it in a will probably?
That money, that was the genesis of that scholarship was, yes. Now, that money is now at the dissolution of the hospital, is going to be distributed equally between the counties. And essentially those funds are going to be sent back to Trinity Valley for them to not establish, but to handle the nursing scholarship program. And there's no obligation for the county to continue to fund that.
One of the themes that I think we've had is that we want to make sure that funds that Van Zandt County name on it has, that we've got some view or oversight or review, or want to make sure that things are done properly with that to the extent that we can. Not that we're perfect either, but I'd hate to not have at least some ability to view what's going on with the funds that we donate or allocate. I don't know what everybody else's thoughts might be on that.
It's a pretty good policy.
So basically a report yearly or whatever.
We
as
did
they
that
do
with the East Texas Housing. I'd hate to say to East Texas Housing, we're paying attention to what's going on and then not pay attention to what's going on with other issues.
How much is it? How much is that check? What check? How much was it? The check.
$11,000.
Yeah, $11,000.
$11,466 or something.
It's 34,000 total.
Was it? I don't know.
No, you're right. What you're saying is absolutely right. Like, we just send money somewhere and then we don't
Wash our hands of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're right, because 11,000, 100,000 sometimes.
So should we put a requirement that we get reports from the Trinity Valley Community College Foundation on
Who it was rewarded to?
Maybe we could just review the backup documentation associated with it, and that'd satisfy our questions related to it. Is it possible? Is there enough time for us to review this particular provision and put it back on the court in 2 weeks?
There is something in the provision that says all this has to be done in 10 days for once. Let me go get them.
I'm not extremely concerned about it. Like, I think they'll be the right thing.
Yeah.
We set a precedent not long.
And it's giving somebody from, I guess, the Wills Point, Canton, maybe, I guess, a scholarship.
Right, it's a good thought.
It provides funds for nursing students at Trinity Valley.
Right.
From these three counties? Or is that just open?
Necessarily, these three counties.
So say that shoots that out for you, what you just
So
said.
you already know where it's going.
Huh?
You already know where that money's going? Like, you already know where the scholarship's going?
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah. I got you.
it's gonna go to a school that is in the Trinity Valley district. Like Van and Gressling would be eligible for it because they're TJC.
Right.
But it would be anybody in Trinity Valley.
Trinity Valley.
It could be everyone. All of.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. They could give 3 to Terrell and none
Not
to us and part of our money. I see what you're saying there.
All right, this is the HB 467 implementation checklist by State Representative Keith Bell. Order of election that's been completed. Majority of votes in the election for the proposition that's been completed. Establishing the Andrew Gibbs Memorial Nursing Scholarship. 3 county judges shall jointly establish an oversight committee to administer the scholarship. That oversight committee will be the Trinity Valley Community College Foundation. And then connect with Trinity Valley Community College Foundation staff. And then the oversight committee may establish criteria and procedures for the application and selection process provided that the eligibility criteria must require an individual receiving a scholarship to reside within the boundaries of the district as those boundaries existed at the date of the election and the time the individual is accepted for admission to a nursing education program at an institution of higher education in Texas, and two, be currently enrolled in or have been accepted for admission to a nursing education program at an institution of higher education here in Texas. So those are the requirements.
Based on that language, it would go to an individual that resided in the district at the time of application, nothing.
Correct.
Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I think.
We don't have a second. We have a
No,
motion.
I'm not concerned about the money. I mean, I think it'll be handled properly with who does it, but I do think that a student from Van Zandt County should get it if it's our money. I mean.
Well, it's just a portion of ours though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a portion of ours should go to a student from our county.
Yeah.
And we don't know how many scholarships they're gonna take that each year or whatever. If they're doing a $500 scholarship.
Right.
They may be doing 4 of them each year or 2 each year. We have no.
And if we got a representative from our county and from all 3 counties, surely we'll get one from our county using our money.
What's the other option with to do with the money? Just keep it. Do our own scholarship.
I don't think we're gonna
I wouldn't get about that.
I don't want to
go there. Yeah.
I think the Trinity Valley Foundation is a reputable organization. Trinity Valley Community College Foundation is a reputable organization to oversee scholarship funds.
I'll second that.
Okay.
And I would add that, this was not our money. This came from an estate. Somebody passed away. They said, I want to establish this hospital district. That didn't happen. We're only peripherally involved in, it's not necessarily Van Zandt County money, but
It's going to a good cause.
Yeah, I'll second it.
All
hope
right.
so.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 15, discuss and consider the authorization of payment of funds from the dissolution of the Cedar Creek Hospital District to the Trinity Valley Community College Foundation to be used to administer the Andrew Gibbs Memorial Nursing Scholarship Program. This is just allowing us to take the money we received and provide it for the scholarship.
But we've already approved it, so I'll make a
I'll
motion.
second.
Well, our last, the number 14 was to establish that nursing scholarship, and now we're saying we're gonna fund it.
Fund it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and for discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. All right, item number 6. Is 16. I'm just testing. No, we're going back.
Oh, no.
Discuss the county taking part in the Rural Ambulance Service Grant Program.
This is a program that statute approved this last year. There's a few extras up there if somebody else would like reading. In the most recent legislative session, the Rural Ambulance Service Grant Program was created by House Bill 3000 and Local Government Code 130.914. It was established to allow counties, not the EMS services, but a county to purchase a unit or more. The grant total is $350,000. We would be the ones that would buy the equipment, and then we would partner with our EMS services and they'd staff it, is generally how it works. But the county is the one who applies for this grant and buys the equipment. And we have the ability to get up to $350,000 because they have population limits. If a county has fewer than 10,000 residents, they can get up to $500,000 grant for ambulance equipment. But since we are over 60,000. If you get up to 68,750, you can get $350,000 in the grant. They're working on the processes. This is going to be available. The comptroller supposed to finalize all rules by January 1st, 2026, and then the counties can begin submitting applications on that day. But these funds can only be used to purchase ambulances, including any necessary accessories or modifications according to the comptroller's rules. So in short, that section 139.14 creates a focused and financially responsible way for rural Texas counties to upgrade their ambulance fleets and strengthen emergency response capacity. So it wouldn't reduce what our current contract and the number of units that they have. It would actually give them an extra unit to place somewhere in the county. All they'd have to do is take care of the personnel. We would be purchasing and the equipment. So it's a practical investment in rural healthcare by the state of Texas in our healthcare infrastructure, and a major step toward improving safety and reliability of medical services in underserved areas. And they had a pilot program, is what I understand, that they did with Hopkins County, and I haven't provided any of this. Again, the real person who carries the water in our department, Keegan, is the one to put this together for all of y'all, including colorful pictures for those who struggle with the big words like myself. So take a look through that. And what I'm asking for the court to do is that we're just discussing today the county taking part in this rural ambulance service grant program, begin the process to make application of that once. And you have to do it within 30 days. I believe we're going to have a 30-day window from January the 1st till January the 30th to submit our application to participate in this grant program. And now, since we have personnel here from Christus, we'd ask them, if we pursue this, would you be in favor of populating personnel for this for an additional unit in the county?
And this unit stays in our county only, and it doesn't cost taxpayers it doesn't raise taxes or anything, but it stays in our county.
Yeah, it really is just an addition for the county services. You know what they do right now, and if somebody gets into an accident over here, they have a medical emergency, whatever the case may be, and they say, well, my doctor is in Detroit. I need you to drive me to Detroit. I know that's a far cry. That's not actually what happens, but they do get, yeah, Detroit, Texas, or Paris, Texas. Well, take me to Paris. They drive, sometimes these units, they drive a long ways. They get out of our county here. So it would be great to have another unit here in county when we have issues that come up. Especially considering that we have I-20 and 19, and you have the possibility of some big accidents.
So the only cost to the county would be maintaining the vehicle.
It doesn't necessarily speak exactly to that, but I would imagine that
Fuel maintenance.
That's open. I mean, that's one of those things that they haven't yet established all the rules on. Now, whether Christus would say, we'll put gasoline in this,
Even if it was, the benefit would outweigh
it's substantial.
especially if you're wanting to ride in it.
Yeah.
So is 350,000 enough to buy an ambulance?
Some ambulances, yes, sir.
Some ambulances.
The ones with the horse and ponies, would they be pulling
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can buy, there are 3 different types of ambulances, type 1, type 2, and type 3. You can certainly buy both the type 2 and the type 3 ambulance for that amount. In the past couple of years, the same experience with fire departments that they're experiencing with significant increase in cost for those. We've seen that in the ambulance world as well as delayed delivery schedules. As to, if I can just comment as to the other, in conversations with other EMS leaders around the state, most of them, if the county does decide to pursue this, we as the operator of the ambulance would commit to fuel and to the maintenance of that ambulance. That's typically, because again, it's not an additional burden that the county would be expecting to cover.
Maybe if you're in the ambulance and you got to go to the hospital, and they need gas, you pull over and you have to give them your debit card to, in order to fill up.
Don't give them the county credit card, you don't get but a quarter of a tank.
And if and if you have points and they stop at Brookshire's, you can get it.
Well, so
Even
on a more serious note, so what he explained to us one day was that sometimes they get suspended at the hospital because the emergency room can't take them.
Right.
So there's sometimes when one leaves our area, it's a void. Like there's a void there and it may be a 2-hour, 3-hour void where one area of our county, our big, large county, doesn't have a service in it at that point. So I think it's a great idea if we can. I mean, right now, I think it is anyway. I don't see any.
I think I would like to see what they come out with
Right, the rules and
after
regulations.
January.
Yeah.
Before we vote on this.
So supposed to.
Well, this is just a discussion. Yeah, this is bringing it to your attention, and to the county's attention. It would take a lot for me to say that, like you say, if we have to pay for the gas and oil and maintenance, I'd probably be okay with that, even if, now to hear Krista say that they would take care of that, it makes it that much harder for me to say, they're gonna,
It's attractive.
state's gonna have to put up some big roadblocks in order for us to not find the benefit in this.
Okay, so there's no action to take, right?
No action to take. I want to
wait
bring
till
it.
the rules come out and then we'll move forward with it. Okay.
Thank you, Keegan.
Very good. All right, item number 17, discuss, consider authorizing the services of KCOM to install radio antenna mounts, wiring, relocation equipment at the sheriff's office for the amount of $14,185.96 to be charged to ARPA interest funds in the amount in the account of $187,476,495. What we're doing is relocating our current antennas and we're going to be adding a bunch of new antennas, and we need a place to do that. And KCOM actually did this up in Hunt County, and that's the picture that was in the binder, shows you the mount that they had for 5 antennas, which has to be properly grounded with earth ground, and it is. Our current setup, we are using mag mount antennas for a lot of our interop radios, and they're kind of all over the roof of the sheriff's office. And so what this is going to do is going to set up, there's going to be 2 things is occurring actually with this. The first is they're going to build these antenna mounts for us to do it, and Harris will be providing the antennas, and then but we have to prepare this for the mounting of them. And then also they're going to be moving some equipment around. We have communication equipment in multiple locations in the sheriff's department, and we're asking to move the radios that have been used in the past from one section over to where we currently have all of our radios and climate control room with UPS backup. And so that's all, the whole process. That's the quote that they gave us to do all of this work right there. So
Does this have anything to do with still trying to get 95%?
no, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's again, this is all these antennas are used is for interop features and VHS. So it's not related to the coverage of the county. So is there a motion?
And this amount's coming out of that ARPA.
Yeah, ARPA interest funds.
It's not gonna cost us anything out of the general fund, basically.
No, that's correct.
I just making sure.
Right. It's not coming out of the general fund, it's coming out of ARPA interest. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we do this.
All right, is there a second?
I second.
All right, motion has been made, second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 18, discuss and consider authorization of the services of Trot Communications from October 2025 to February 2026 for radio communications consulting in the amount of $50,000 to be charged to the ARPA interest funds account 817-476-495. This is Barry Black, who is our consultant with Trot Communications, who has been working with us ever since the start of the radio project. And we have used up all the amount from the initial contract that we had. And so now we're having to add more. And a lot of this has to do with the delays that occurred. And so we need to authorize that we pay him, continue to pay him until this project is complete.
How is that ARPA fund holding up? We paid a lot out of that.
You know,
ARPA interest.
it's interest, not the funds. So
No. See, the ARPA funds are already dedicated. And then they have specific things. And what happened was we got all the ARPA money, $11 million, 2021 and 2022, and it's been sitting in the bank earning interest. So there is about $900,000 in interest that is going to be used for the radio project mostly. And so no, it's sitting there. We got the money, but again, we're not going into it unless we have to.
you know,
This 64,000 right there.
The judge says he's not going into it. Yes, we have to.
we've had a lot of problems with the radio. We've got a consultant here that, is looking for another $50,000. We've had a lot of problems with the radio. Are we getting our money's worth?
Well, we are kind of stuck because of L3 Harris. We cannot move forward with the making the system fully operational until they get the coverage determined. They are required by the contract to have a 95% coverage of the county. Okay, when they came and did the first test, they were unsuccessful in that testing. They had to come back and do a second test, and when they came back second time, they found out that the area of Van, Texas was not getting adequate coverage. And because of that, they had to come back with they brought the top guys out to come out and do the testing again in Van, and to try to determine, now what they have to do is determine what equipment they're going to have to install in order to get the coverage in Van that we need. And so that is what the delay has been for the last 3 months in that regard, or 2 months.
Because of L3 Harris, we're having to pay more towards the
That is
consultant.
correct. And we are working on concessions from L3 Harris in the form of the contract, but we can't get those concessions at this point until we get to the point where we're ready to go live on the system, or ready to accept the system, it's called.
How is Barry Black and Trot Communication helping us? He's the consultant, or is he still consulting? I mean, is he still providing value to what we're doing?
Oh, very much so. He last week we had what's called ATP testing, and he was with the gentleman from L3 Harris, where they go to each shelter site and they do the testing of the equipment. And for example, and they find things that have to be corrected, and he is on top of that on each shelter site. And then once he goes back, if it's not an L3 Harris problem, he is the one that actually will contact Sabre, the tower vendor, say, hey, we need to get this. We're having issues with the generators, getting the generator API to talk to the L3 Harris equipment. And he is on top of that as far as what needs to be done to get those things talking to each other. And so he is the most knowledgeable of anybody on our system right now on all the different things. And he documents it. We have a punch list that we go over with L3 Harris every week when we have our call. And he's the one that keeps track of all those, the punch lists for ourselves, for the things that are going on. So we had a gentleman here for 2 weeks that actually fixed a whole bunch of problems that were from multiple vendors that were working on the system. And again, it's very difficult. You know, they come in, they do the installation, and then they leave. And then we find out later that the wiring was not done correctly. So this guy helped do that. So
Do we have an ETA on when they think they get all this fixed?
we did not. And that's what's very frustrating with it is that you know, I know they're working on it. That's all I can say. But I don't know ETA when we can actually go live on the system right now. We have some law enforcement that are on it, but we do not have fire on it.
So in February 26th, you may be coming back asking for the same thing.
It's conceivable. It could be.
Oh, wow. I think the genesis of my question is if, you know, is Barry Black providing the services? I mean, we've got all these problems and I don't know whether or not, I mean, is he getting in there and stopping some of the problems or we would, or
He's identifying the problem.
Yeah.
I can show you the emails where he goes after the different vendors and say, hey, we got this problem. We need to get this fixed. I'm very happy with his level of aggressiveness in getting the problem solved. And
Okay. I just don't want to get to a point that it's government, and I know it happens. They know how much money we have in ARPA, and they know how much money we have in ARPA interest, and they're gonna milk it to every penny they can get. And I don't want that to happen.
Again, it's not they don't know what's in ARPA interest. Okay, they know what the contract is, and that's pretty much it. They're contractually obligated to perform certain things for the system, and we can't. We have to have a final acceptance for them to get their last payment. The last payment's about $575,000, and we can't do that, and you know, until they have a system that's running, and
but that's L3 Harris, right? That's not Trot
correct.
Communication. We're
Right.
talking about whether or not Trot's doing $50,000 worth of work.
Yeah, it's roughly nine thousand. Well, again, they were out whenever the ATP testing was a whole day process, and Barry was here and went through it with each for the whole day, and went through it with them and kept track of what was being done. So he's like our representative with these people that are coming in and doing this work. So
3 months. The 3 months.
What
I just wish it did. We've already made the bed. We need Barry.
Yeah, it would make no sense not to retain Barry because then it would put much more work on Jeremy and Ron to try to do a lot of the stuff that Barry's been able to do for us.
And how much how long does $50,000 cover us with Trot Communications?
It's roughly, and again, it depends on how much he is put out, or he has to go out and come out here and interface with everybody in that regard. But it's generally about $9,000 a month is what it's averaged.
I'll make the motion. I mean, we've come this far. I mean, I agree with the judge is very knowledgeable, but they need to get it done.
Well, he's instrumental in us getting it done and keeping L3 Harris in check in the things that we aren't able to do in that regard. All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it, but I sure would like to see some some progress in the next 3 months. If we drug this out like we all agreed.
Okay. Well, again, the progress has to come on the L3 Harris side, and that's.
Then
what
if,
we're
if
trying-
Barry, if
They-
Barry's in charge of them, then he needs to start poking them. Let's get some stuff done.
Okay.
Let me ask this question. So what if there's a blizzard? Well, ain't gonna be no blizzard in Florida. What if there's a hurricane in Florida? And L3 Harrison sends all their people, they're not doing anything here. They send everybody there, but we're still paying Barry here because, and they're not even doing
Okay,
anything
well,
here.
the money only, and if they're not doing anything here, then Barry's not working. Okay, because he's checking their work in a lot of the cases.
So he's only charging, he's only
for
charging
the
out,
work he does. This is not a fixed rate.
which I know you said it was roughly
you're-
about 9,000 a month.
We're just putting this in an account. Per se,
Right,
and when he bills us, we just take it. I guess out of interest fund.
that's correct.
Why did $50,000 come up? I mean, is that a contract?
That is the quote that he gave us on what, for the work that has to be done. To get the system to acceptance and beyond.
Okay,
But
then say,
that's-
why can't, say that, what month is this, November?
Mhm.
In December, I did X amount. Here's your bill.
That's what he does. He bills us based on the work he does. If you.
But we're going through February 2026.
Right.
So we have no idea what he's done in February 2026, he ain't here yet.
He's wanting to know why we're prepaying him.
Yeah.
We're not prepaying it. We pay him as he bills us. This is allocating it so
Well,
that.
why shouldn't we just do him like we do all the other bills at the end of the month? We get a statement from him and we pay him.
That's what we did.
Well, why are we asking for 50?
Yeah, it's just discussing.
I'm budgeting for 50,000 for the next 6 months.
Oh, okay. He
I'm
putting
not asking to pay him up front.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I apologize.
Because the way this is worded, it sounds like we're paying him
No.
$50,000.
So you want a motion to budget $50,000 out
Right.
of ARPA funds for the radio?
Correct.
Okay.
So it could last longer.
Well, I'll motion, but I meant it to a budget, not,
Okay.
Yeah. I agree. And I'll set it to.
All right, budget.
Don't think I'll be so hard.
All right. I apologize. I did not make that clear in the agenda request. So any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. We got 3 ayes and 1.
One
Aye.
exasperation
Yes. Sorry.
for a consultant that, never mind.
All right, item 19, consent agenda. Consent agenda items are considered routine by the Commissioners Court and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless the county judge or commissioner request an item be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Do any items need to be removed or considered separately? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 20, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a
Motion to adjourn.
All right, motion by Commissioner Phillips, second by Commissioner
Second.
Mitch Curtis. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. There you go.
I'm gonna go to the other side of the road
Before you get out.
I gotta get Silver Springs Friday and Saturday.
Don't be late, Frankie.
Yeah, well. I was late Friday. I turned in, I walked into the stadium, they're kicking off.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, appreciate y'all.